So I hope there will be more. Okay, please.
Hi, I don't want to take too much time, so I'll be asking just two quick questions. To Tun Mahathir, when Anwar Ibrahim was arrested in 1998, you held a press conference saying that you interviewed men and women that he slept with, and you said that he also masturbated other men. It has been almost 20 years since that statement. Do you stand by that statement, or have you changed your mind?
Okay, that's all?
Second question is for Mr. Lim Kit Siang. I grew up with the opposition telling me that Tun Mahathir was corrupt, Tun Mahathir was a dictator, he abused the law for his own benefits and all that. This is what I was led to believe with Bersih and all that. So if you are in power, and you are the government right now, will you create an inquiry or a royal commission of inquiry to investigate the misdoings of the past? For example, the wealth of Tun Mahathir's sons, the Mamali incident, BNM scandal, examples. We don't know whether it's right or wrong. Right. So, will you do that? Or is it okay that he's now your partner? So, what is your stance on this? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Firstly, 3 years before the arrest of Anwar, the police submitted a report to me about his misdeeds. I thought that the police was trying to undermine him. He was my deputy. So I didn't take any action. I didn't ask the police to go ahead and take action against him. But later on, I received letters from the Azmin's sister, which I also disregarded. But later on, the police came and gave me detailed report on what has happened. I still didn't want to believe. I wanted to interview the people who were said to have been abused by Anwar. I met them, I asked them, and they agreed. They admitted that this thing happened. After that, I asked what we can do in such a case. As far as the party is concerned, the party decided that he is no longer fit to be in the party or to be the deputy prime minister. But beyond that, it is police action. It's up to police whatever action they want to take. I have no more involvement in the police action. But of course, you are not going to believe that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, thank you for being a long time supporter of the opposition. But I think it is very important, we are very clear as to what we learned. In the past, I've stood by my criticism of Tun, high-handed, at that time, all along, high-handed and even dictatorial ways, but I've never been personal. I never called Tun Maha Firaun, Maha Zalim, or even corrupt. But as Prime Minister, I hold him responsible for all the abuses of power during his regime, including Operation Lalang. He has said that he acted on police security advice, but as the Minister of Home Affairs, he will have to be responsible for the arrest of all the Operation Lalang detainees. In fact, I remember that after I came out from detention and committing, I went to see Tun, and Tun was very kind to agree to see me, and I told him that I came to see you not to ask why you arrest me, but why didn't you arrest Najib? Because Najib was then the UMNO youth leader. And we remember, of course, all the scenes at the Kuala Lumpur, the teachers, the Padang at the Kampung Baru. But so, as far as I'm concerned, if there is an abuse of power or a perception of abuse of power, there should be a full investigation. I understand by that. But the most important thing today, what is the most important thing today, is to bring about change, to save the country from going into a trajectory of a failed state. We do not want to become like Zimbabwe. We do not want to become African countries to be derided by Africa, included African countries. So I think the most important thing is to restore the institutions that we have, and go back to the constitution, go back to the Rukun Negara, so that we can begin again, reset nation building directions of our country. 60 years, we are now 60 years. Why we seem to be, something has gone very wrong with the whole nation building process. So we have to set again, and I think it's most important to look into the future to see how we can save ourselves. And to do that, the institution must be restored. And we can spend a lot of time about the last 60 years. More important is the next 10, 20, 30 years. Let us focus on that.
All right.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening to Your Most Honorable Dr. Mahathir and the Honorable Mr. Lim Kit Siang. I just want to say 2 words. Thank you. For Tun Dr. Mahathir, yes, I have something. Why I know why I say thank you. For Tun Dr. Mahathir, one, if it's not for your contribution in education system during your premiership, I don't think I will taste what you have given to us. And I'm a proud student of what legacy that you left behind at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And I have bring some of my friends from UKM to prove this one of your biggest legacy. Number 2, to Mr. Lim Kit Siang, thank you for becoming the check and balance man. If it's not for you, I think the government will do whatever they like. But they know the people's power are more powerful than anything else. Thank you.
Hopefully. Thank you. This is actually the first time I heard somebody saying thank you for being a check and balance. Yeah, I've been living for 32 years. Yeah, this is the first time. Good one. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I have a quick one. I'm Singi. I just want to ask, like, Pakatan Rakyat, Pakatan Harapan, you have any plans of abolishing Seditious Act first, new economic policy second, and then a revisions on our historical textbook syllabus? Thank you.
Well, freedom will always have some limits. There can never be absolute freedom. You may have free speech, but that doesn't mean that you can go up to a person and say nasty things about his parents, about himself, because if you do that, well, the country becomes unstable. Everybody will be speaking freely about everybody else and saying nasty things. So when you talk about press freedom, and there must be a certain limit. Normally we know the limit. We don't go around cursing people. But sometimes in a multiracial country, you may see something that annoys another race. Then of course there will be tension within society, and there may even be violence. And that is not going to be good for society. So we have to accept that while there is freedom, that freedom must have certain limits. But in Malaysia, at least before, you find the opposition parties have their own newspapers. The press did publish things that were not liked by the government at that time. But today, what are you seeing? Today you are seeing TV3, Straits Time, Utusan Melayu, Berita Harian, all reporting a lot of nonsense. If they report on, say, a public rally, some 5,000 people attended, they will report that 200 people attended. That is if it is the opposition party. But if it is the government party, when 200 people attended, they will report 10,000 attended. So that is the kind of things we don't want to see. Let the press report true things, but don't agitate people to the point where they want to quarrel and fight each other. In Malaysia, we don't allow that.
Sorry
I
to
admit-
disturb, but anyway, the Seditious Act stated that it has a seditious tendency, which we feel that it may be too vast for the government to decide what is the thing that has the seditious tendency, and what could Pakatan Harapan revise on that. I agree that we do have a standard, but I do think that government is double standard.
Okay, after that, if you want to ask follow-up question, you can back in the rows. It's okay, you can ask it back in the row, so everyone can have the opportunity. Oh, before that, Tone, before you answer that, continue with your answer. Sorry, this is for the disturb announcement. Cars, those who park at the wrong places, now you